Little Troy Fuentes came into this world fighting for his life. Born at only 24 weeks gestation at Community Regional Medical Center, he was rushed to the neonatal intensive care unit where he spent his next 5 months. Later transferred to pediatric intensive care, Troy spent a total of 14 months with the experts who saved his life. And now he's finally home. Wealthy Jenner has the story.
In January 2019, Crystal Fuentes, who was pregnant with Troy, started having a pregnancy complication called preeclampsia, characterized by high blood pressure and other organ complications.
It was a Wednesday night, and then Thursday they were running tests all day, still unsure of his future, my future. I started getting fluid in my lungs. I was severely swollen. So in order to save my life, he had to be delivered, and that was on January 4th, which was a Friday. He had to be born at 24 weeks.
Thanks to the NICU team at Community Regional, baby Troy had a successful delivery, even though he wasn't fully developed, weighing 1 pound, 1 ounce, and just 13 inches long.
His lungs were not fully developed, so he needed a lot of support for a long period of time. He stayed with us for about 5 months, and then he was outgrowing what we could provide him there. So the better environment for him was to be moved over to PICU. So that moving to from NICU to PICU was a very smooth transition. We were in touch with PICU team for several weeks before he was moved.
And it was in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, or PICU, where Troy spent the rest of his nearly 14-month stay at Community Regional.
Just because of the extreme preemie nature of his delivery out there, he has had multiple problems. Almost you could name every single organ system of his, and he has had a problem with that. If somebody were to give an assessment of his chances of making it home, and even if you just go through his list of problems, there'll not be many people who will be giving a very high chance of him going home. His chances of going home were very small.
Every day was a struggle for baby Troy and his family.
Based on my nearly 20 years of critical care experience, I would say this was one of my toughest ventilator courses that I've had to deal with. He had a very, very bumpy course, and there were many such instances during this entire more than a year-long stay in the hospital that there appears everybody felt, oh, he's not going to make it. He's not going to go. He's not going to survive this illness. He's not going to survive this period.
He was really sick when he first came to us. You know, he's one of the sickest patients that we've had in the unit in a really long time.
And they basically asked us the question on whether we wanted them to withdraw care. And we said, no, there has to be another option. There has to be something else we can do. We're not done fighting. We're not done.
It was an uphill battle, but baby Troy was not done fighting either, and he made sure to let everyone know in his own way.
So Troy is the boss. Yeah, he's the shot caller. We do what Troy wants. I would say almost like a little miracle baby, because we didn't think we'd get to where we're at today.
Troy is definitely strong. He's been through a lot. I mean, being born at around 23, 24 weeks gestation, I mean, just that in itself to get to where he's at now is amazing. He's had a lot of ups and downs, and he's made it through.
And he has his own little personality. He is full of just fearlessness. He's such a fighter, and we're so excited to see what the future holds for him.
It was a slow progression as the months went by, but in February 2020, relief was around the corner when Troy and family got news that they could finally go home.
Throughout the months that he's been here, we've been able to work together as a team with respiratory nursing, and to get him off of the really high support and get him onto home settings, and that he is going to get to go home. So their family's great. You know, they've become, you know, a part of the family up in the PICU here, because they're here. They're with him so much.
Mom, Dad, and baby Troy persevered.
Many babies unfortunately can't make it, but Troy has made it. And one of the big things which works in his favor is his strong genes and strong family.
I have to say, this is something which I have to say absolutely to the dedication all the involvement of first of all, his family, his mom, Crystal, and dad, Mark. They did an amazing job. They were steadfast in their support for him. They were absolutely stood by, and they wanted everything done, whatever medically possible for him, so that, and they were committed in that. They used to go to work, they came back here. They spent the evenings here. Mom or dad used to stay overnight.
Crystal and Mark, I simply admire them. You know, they're here day in, day out. I can see the struggle that comes with it, but they've accepted it and they've adapted and they've thrived with their situation. They have extreme resilience, extreme support, extreme love, and that's just beautiful to see.
And although baby Troy and family are finally able to leave, they're leaving a lasting impression.
He will forever be engraved in my heart. He has helped me grow as a nurse. Yeah, definitely. So that is something I'm eternally grateful for. I've told him just how much, you know, he's impacted my life, and he really is a miracle, because we really didn't think, a lot of the prognosis was negative. And so seeing him go home is amazing. It's truly amazing. So I'm so happy for them, because they deserve it.
In fact, I'm more thankful to the parents. They stood behind all the physicians, and literally they were the ones supporting the physicians in some way, if I have to say that. Do whatever you can and we'll take the results. We'll accept whatever the results are. And they did an excellent job of that. And I'm actually equally thankful.
And knowing that they have such an attachment to him, as a mother, that is brings so much warmth to my heart, knowing that he's not just a patient to them. He's their baby. He's all of our baby. And for us, that we couldn't be here 24/7 was so assuring that we're leaving him in good hands. So we're just so thankful for the staff here.
Troy will continue to be on a regimented schedule and will hopefully only be back to the hospital for occasional checkups. And although it's still a bumpy road ahead, the Fuentes family says they're excited to finally enjoy being together as a family.
We're so excited. We are so excited to do nothing at home, to throw on a movie and sit on our couch with our daughter and finally be a family of 4 in our home. That's what we're looking forward to the most, just being home.